Chelsea Football Club have got Conor Gallagher back at Stamford Bridge or at Cobham, wherever he's going to be training, because he's not training with the first team. Atletico Madrid are furious with Chelsea. Joao Felix has been excluded from his training session. He's most probably FaceTiming Conor Gallagher like, what we're going to be doing, geezer. And then we've got a new bit of information regarding Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen's move to Chelsea is becoming more and more realistic. All of a sudden, Napoli have offered something that I think is actually reasonable. Even though I don't want Victor Osimhen, I think with this condition, I would say, yeah, we might have a deal. We need to see if Victor Osimhen wants it, because the reality is he doesn't want the loan move. He wants a permanent, and this offer gives him the permanent. Secondly, Cole Palmer gets a new contract and Nicholas Jackson looks set to sign a new one, and I'm going to tell you why I believe this is the way Chelsea should be operated, and it is beautiful. And finally, Axel Disasi is being linked with a lot of clubs in Serie A and in Liga. But the reality is, I don't know whether it's the right time to sell him, even though I don't believe he's good enough to play for Chelsea Football Club. But that's me. Let's get into it. Let's break down these stories because it is very insightful. But before we get started, I need you lot to hit that like button now, because it's the best way you can support the channel. Secondly, subscribe to the channel. Road to 36,000 is on, right? We're 300 away. I want to do it before I leave Cyprus, and I leave Cyprus in 5 days. So can you help me out now? Let's go. So, peeps, it's interesting, right? Because now what's going to happen with the Joao Felix deal is every day we're going to get more information. We're going to question whether it's real. We're going to question if it's authentic. And then we're going to question what is going on here. Because every day it looks more and more complicated. It looks more and more messy. What have we found out today? Joao Felix is training by himself now because apparently he has discomfort. We don't know of what. We don't know how. But he's training by himself in the gym. So he's not training with the first team. What we also know from El Chiringuito is Atletico Madrid have no intention, none at all, to reintegrate him into the team. They do not want Joao Felix at the club before the 1st of September. If the 1st of September hits and my man's on their books, they are trying to move him to Saudi as soon as possible. What else do we know? We know Conor Gallagher now has left Madrid. He has gone from sunny Spain to beautiful southwest London. He's gone to Cobham. He's enjoying himself there. He's not training with the first team. He's back. Before he left, apparently he has had conversation with Diego Simeone, and he reiterated to Conor Gallagher, and he specified apparently to Conor Gallagher, listen, mate, I really want you at the club. Now, I want you at the club. This is not us not trying to get you to the club. We're going to do whatever it takes. We're going to get you to the club. Beautiful. Love it. But this is where it gets a little bit complicated. Because according to sources, and they are saying that Chelsea are still negotiating. It's going to take a few days. But 50 million is the target threshold that Atletico want. They want more than 50 million euros. However, Chelsea want to pay less than 50 million euros. We've already discussed this in the past days. Chelsea want to pay what they were willing to pay for Samuel Moridio. However, Atletico Madrid believe this is a bigger talent than Samuel. This is somebody that they need to amortize. He still has 50 million left on his book. So they want to get at least 55, 60 million to get a profit on Joao Felix. It's complicated. The Atletico Madrid CEO is fuming. Chelsea are fuming. It's messy. And the reality is, what I think is going to happen, I think you lot are going to see me talk about this topic for the next 20 days. I think until the transfer window shuts, Joao Felix will not be a Chelsea player. I do not think Conor Gallagher will be an Atletico player. This is one of those moves that's going to happen 2 or 3 days before deadline day. It's going to be a rush. It's going to be last minute. Someone caves and someone pays the fees. Genuinely serious. Next story. So when it comes to Victor Osimhen deal is getting very interesting. The Marzio and Italian publications are reporting that Napoli have offered Chelsea a very interesting deal. They have given them a proposal that, in my opinion, is very fair. It's a proposal that gets all three parties what they want. Evidently, Chelsea want Victor Osimhen. Napoli want to get rid of Victor Osimhen because they want Romelu Lukaku in. And finally, Victor Osimhen wants to get a permanent move and remunerated the same base value as he's getting paid at Napoli. And this is what they've offered. The deal that they're offering, in my opinion, is extremely fair. It's 45 million euros plus Cesar Casadei plus Romelu Lukaku. So Napoli will pay money for those two players. Chelsea will pay money for Victor Osimhen, and they'll balance the books. For me, that makes sense. Some will say, oh, it's a bit too much money. But the reality is, yo, balance the books whatever way you can, innit? That's what I'm going to say. Because this is just mess. The problem here is going to be Victor Osimhen. Because I don't see Chelsea paying him what he wants. I don't see him getting 12 million net. And I'm going to explain to you later on in the video why. Because of the way that the structure is operating at Chelsea Football Club at the moment. He wants wages that he's currently on. I think he's within his right to want those wages because the striker pool, he's top 5, arguably, in the world. Even though you can argue that the quality of strikers isn't great. But he's a good striker. Like, some people say he's world class. I don't think he is. A lot of people say I'm hating on him. A lot of people in the comments actually always say, you're hating on Victor Osimhen. How dare you not say he's the greatest striker on the planet? Guys, I think he's a good striker. I think you play Victor Osimhen, you get 20 goals. I think you play Victor Osimhen, he bangs a lot of goals for you. It's as simple as that. But I just don't think he's this world-class player that a lot of people want to say. But there aren't many world-class number 9s in the world. Genuine. We went from an era where we had Eto'o, Drogba, Ibrahimovic, Suarez, Aguero. And now we're in an era where it's just not that great. Like, it's meh. Outside of Harry Kane and Haaland, I don't see many number 9s that I go, rah, you're a sick number 9. Genuinely, like, I just feel like we're in an era now where left wingers and right wingers are the dominant force. The number 10s are coming back into the game, but the 8s are controlling it. We just don't have good 9s. We used to. We don't anymore. That's just my personal opinion. So the reason I don't think there'll be a contract extension for Victor Osimhen is due to the fact that Chelsea just gave Cole Palmer a new contract. They made him sign a new year. He signed it. His wages went from, I think, 70k a week to 130. It's put him on a base value closer with the best players in the league, in the club. And he's with Enzo, he's with Caicedo, he's with the players that are earning the big bucks. However, now they're trying to go and give the one and only Nicholas Jackson a pay rise because they believe he outperformed his contract. They're trying to keep him happy. They're rewarding him for his performance. And now, a lot of people are trying to see the negative in this. Personally, I don't. What I see here is, this is a highlight to all players before they join Chelsea. You signed for 70k, you come to us, you perform, big man, within a year I'll give you a pay rise to put you up to the top earners at the club. I'll put you up to being one of the better players in the league. You just have to have it in performance metrics. You play well, you get paid better. You don't play well, you get paid the base salary we agreed. It protects the club, it protects you when you outperform your contract, and guess what? You do it consistently enough, we give you a new contract. What is there to complain about that? If anything now, Cole Palmer signed the next year. He's going to be here with us even longer. Nicholas Jackson will most probably sign a new contract. He'll be remunerated accordingly. What is there to worry about? This is good business. The problem is, if you bring in a Victor Osimhen on those crazy wages on a base, and Fabrizio said he's not accepting a penny less, or a euro less was the quote, than his base salary, then we got a problem. Genuinely, we have a problem. I don't think we can do that deal. But it's not up to me to decide. It's up to Chelsea. And personally, all I care about is winning. Like, if we win, pay on whatever you want, innit? I don't care. The final piece of news is regarding Axel Disasi. Yo, I don't know why, but we haven't seen Axel Disasi play this preseason. I don't know whether it's his injury. I don't know whether they're trying to force him out of the club the way they are with Ben Chilwell. I don't understand what's going on. You all know my thoughts on Axel Disasi. I think he's a good centre-half. Nothing special. I think at the club we have 3 or 4 better centre-halves than him. However, what we have at the club is a French contingent, right? We've got 9 players that speak French. We've got, I think, 7 of them that are French internationals. We've got, I know Lavia hangs around with the French internationals a lot. And there is one more player that hangs around with him, and his name's slipping my mind right now. But what am I trying to say here? What I'm trying to say here is, when you interview them, you see interviews from them, when you see TikToks from them, they all speak of Axel Disasi like a leader in that dressing room. You need to be careful in the way you deal with Axel Disasi. And I'm going to explain why. He has tremendous influence over those guys in the sense that they respect him. They respect the man that he is, the character of it. The number of times I said he's the funniest. He's the big bro. He's a big brother. I think Lavia, there was a video that said the other day, yeah, he's a big brother, big tank. Yeah, and what they're explaining here is, this man is their boy. He's the one they refer to as the leader in the group, like in the group. And when you look at it, When there were conversations with Enzo Fernandez, what are the reports saying? Reece James, Toussaint, and Axel Disasi. He has got tremendous influence in that dressing room. And you can't mistreat him. You need to find a way where if he leaves, to do it amicably, respectfully. Because what's going to happen is you will unrest the dressing room. Yes, you'll fix the dressing room, but you don't want to do it too often. You genuinely do not want to push players' buttons too often, because what ends up happening is you get groups of players in the dressing room where they go, well, I don't really like this. I don't like the way you treated him. And if there's more than enough here, it'll cause a problem. So for me personally, whilst I don't think he's good enough, I think he's good enough to be our 4th choice centre-half. And if he's happy with that role, so be it, keep him. If he's not and there's a good bid that comes in for him, sell him. Personally, my opinion. So what I need from you, man, now is hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts. Peace out. I'm out. Bye.